Hey everyone. So with the latest episode of Season 8, The Long Night, many fans had a hard time accepting what really ended up happening. A lot of fans thought the Night King wouldn't even be in the third episode, and liked the idea more that he might travel to King's Landing first and take out Cersei. Basically, there was a lot of questions that went unanswered, even though the Great War is seemingly over now. So let's answer some of the biggest questions you had about the latest episode and where we go from here. If you are not caught up with the show, be sure to stay away from spoilers. Anyway, let's get started. Aren't Dothraki like one of the best archers? Why couldn't they man the wall and defend from a range? Ironborn are also excellent archers, and we saw how badass 20 of them were against the Legion of the Undead. Imagine an entire army of elite archers on the walls raining fire arrows on the undead. That would have been a far more logical thing to do, instead of sending them on a suicide charge and giving the Night King more soldiers. I agree, I think there could have been a number of more tactical ways to approach the war against the Night King, but let's be honest. We've seen the devastation the Battle of the Bastards brought, as well as the countless foes Dany brought down with her dragons and Essos. There wasn't any chance the Great War was going to be an easy fight for the living, and so the showrunners seemed to use the more expendable armies to kill off, like the Dothraki and the Unsullied. Sure, posting the savage warriors on Winterfell's walls with flaming arrows could have been a better plan of attack. I mean, anything is better than running headfirst into the dead and dying in the very first seconds of battle. But regardless of how the living was positioned for the war, we know it would have ended the same way, with most everyone dead and the Night King getting to the Godswood. I know most fans expected different events to take place during the battle, but with only a few episodes before the series ends, the showrunners cannot dive into every detail that fans may want. This is something George R.R. Martin may do differently. We know the legendary author of the Ice and Fire novels doesn't rush through plot lines. I mean, just think about how long he's been writing these books. If you think the show is filled with deep foreshadowing and portrays the history of the known world in high detail, I implore you to pick up the novels. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Do you think Dany will bring the Seven Sons to Westeros now? I think you mean the Second Sons. And yes, absolutely. Who does Jon and Dany have at this point who can fight? So many are dead, and from the trailer for episode 4, you can see Rhaegal has holes all in his wings, and I'm sure Drogon is in recovery as well after that crazy scene with all the whites stabbing him. Daenerys ordered Daario to stay in Essos with the Second Sons. They were to remain in Dragon's Bay, previously Slaver's Bay, and make sure any former slavers don't try to return their cities to the way it was before Dany freed everyone. I would love to see Daario again, even if only for a minute or two on screen. His lover left him there, so Daario's plotline wasn't really completed in any solid way. Have we found out why Jon was brought back from death? Not exactly. Like I said before, the show is coming to a close rapidly. They have to tie off loose ends on many angles in the story. Ice and Fire has so much lore and background detail that the show could never include, and that's partly why so many prequel series are in development right now at HBO. The first prequel is set to be aired sometime in either 2020 or early 2021, if the rumors are true. Game of Thrones is one of the biggest TV shows in history, so of course they will be making spin-off series that revisit some of the bigger plot holes that have never been fully explained. Now, Jon is the true heir to the Iron Throne. Daenerys knows it, but we aren't sure how she'll take it, whether she decides to step away from power and have Jon fulfill his role as the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms or what. From the trailer for episode 4, it looks like Dany is still giving orders as queen, but she may die before all of this is over. Both Daenerys and Jon's mother died in labor. Dany says she can't have kids, but since Jon is Targaryen, he may in fact get her pregnant, in which she may die giving birth to Jon's son. Maybe Jon never makes it to the throne and dies in battle like his father did. The child of Jon and Dany could be the next true king or queen of Westeros, with someone like Sam or even Varys to raise them. Jon was brought back for a reason, one that we aren't sure about. Obviously, if anyone has claim to the throne, it's him, but remember, Game of Thrones works in mysterious ways, so your guess is as good as mine. Anyway, that's going to do it for this short Q&A. As always, thanks for watching. If you liked what you see, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more daily uploads. As always, have a great day, take care, and I will see you tomorrow.